George was taken aback when a distressed lioness approached him from behind while he was capturing footage for his wildlife documentary in the vast savannah. At first he was cautious, but soon he realized she wasn't hostile. She needed help. Trusting his instincts, George decided to follow her, and what he discovered left him in shock. In the distance, he spotted a male lion, but something was terribly wrong. Its belly was unnaturally bloated. Concerned, George immediately contacted the nearest veterinarian. Unaware of what was unfolding, the vet quickly assessed the situation and made an urgent call to the authorities. She had never encountered anything like this before. After conducting an ultrasound, the vet determined that the lion required immediate surgery. Something unusual was trapped inside its stomach, and delaying intervention could mean life or death. The animal kingdom is full of surprises, with each creature uniquely adapted to its environment. Australia, for example, is home to some of the most fascinating species, like the koala, kangaroo, and platypus. However, this particular case was unlike anything seen before. The veterinarian reassured George that the authorities were on their way. This wasn't an ordinary wildlife rescue. Police intervention was necessary. As the officers arrived, they assisted in sedating the massive lion, which was barely clinging to life. But the situation took an unexpected turn when the police also insisted that George, a ranger dedicated to protecting wildlife, be present for questioning. What had they discovered? George had spent years safeguarding the savannah's wildlife, battling poachers, and ensuring the safety of the animals. However, the increasing dangers and limited personnel had made conservation efforts incredibly challenging. One day during his routine patrol, he noticed something unusual: a massive lion, far larger than the others, struggling to move. His instincts told him that something was seriously wrong. Despite his initial hesitation, George approached the lion cautiously. It was the pride leader, but its grand stature was overshadowed by its swollen belly. With no time to waste, George alerted his fellow rangers and his supervisor, urging immediate action. More rangers were dispatched to assist him. Knowing that lions are territorial and unpredictable, they devised a plan. They contacted a veterinarian who instructed them to sedate the lion before attempting any medical intervention. The tranquilizer worked, and for the first time, the rangers could closely inspect the lion's abnormal bulge. When George informed the vet about their discovery, her tone changed. She knew this was critical. However, transporting the lion to the vet posed a logistical nightmare. The veterinarian decided to come to them instead, embarking on a grueling 3-hour journey across the rough savannah terrain. Meanwhile, the rangers grew restless as the tranquilizer began wearing off. Some questioned whether the effort was worth it, while others knew the lion's life depended on them. They strategically used their jeeps to block the lion's path, buying more time until the vet arrived. As soon as she reached the site, the vet acted swiftly. The lion was growing aggressive, making the situation even more dangerous. With precision and courage, she administered another dose of sedative. This was a delicate procedure. Too much could be fatal. Once the lion was fully unconscious, the real challenge began. The veterinarian wasted no time and carefully set up her surgical equipment, preparing for what could be a life-saving operation. The police stood by, ensuring that the area remained secure. Meanwhile, the rangers assisted in keeping the lion stable. Under the dimming light of the savannah, the vet made her first incision, revealing the cause of the abnormal swelling. To everyone's shock, the obstruction in the lion's stomach was unlike anything they had expected. It was a foreign object, something that clearly did not belong inside the animal. The vet worked meticulously, ensuring minimal bleeding as she carefully removed the item. As she pulled it out, the gleam of metal caught the attention of the police officers standing nearby. It wasn't just a random object, it was a tracking device, one that looked disturbingly familiar to George. He recalled an incident weeks ago involving a group of suspicious individuals loitering near the protected wildlife reserve. Could this be linked to illegal poaching activities? The police took immediate action, collecting the device as evidence. Meanwhile, the veterinarian continued suturing the lion's wound, ensuring it had the best chance of survival. The tension in the air was thick as everyone processed the implications of their discovery. As the lion slowly began to regain consciousness, George and the rangers knew that their job was far from over. Not only did they have to ensure the lion's recovery, but they also had to assist in the police investigation. The Savannah was a vast and dangerous place, and the battle to protect its inhabitants was ongoing. Before departing, the vet gave George specific instructions on monitoring the lion's health in the coming weeks. With a final glance at the recovering animal, she packed her tools and prepared to leave. The police, now armed with crucial evidence, prepared to track down the perpetrators responsible for endangering the wildlife. The incident served as a powerful reminder of the ongoing threats to nature and the importance of conservation efforts. As the sun set over the Savannah, George felt a renewed sense of purpose. His mission to protect these magnificent creatures had never been more critical. Although the lion's road to recovery was just beginning, it was evident that the worst was over. The rangers, who had spent hours battling exhaustion and uncertainty, finally allowed themselves to breathe a sigh of relief. Before leaving, the vet commended the rangers for their bravery and dedication. She emphasized how their quick thinking and cooperation had saved the lion's life. However, her final request was crucial. George needed to monitor the lion's progress and keep her updated. She provided specific instructions on what to look for: signs of infection, changes in appetite, and unusual behavior that might indicate lingering complications. George nodded, fully aware of the responsibility now placed upon him. Meanwhile, the police wasted no time in tracking down the poachers. With the evidence in hand, they successfully apprehended the entire gang, ensuring the safety of more wild animals. The authorities interrogated the suspects, uncovering a network of illegal activities that extended far beyond this one incident. Their operation had not only endangered the lion, but had also put countless other creatures at risk. With their capture, a significant threat to the region's wildlife was eliminated. As the sun began to set over the vast Savannah, George stood beside the recovering lion, reflecting on the day's events. It had been a battle of endurance, courage, and compassion, a stark reminder of the ongoing challenges faced by conservationists. But in that moment, with the lion resting peacefully and justice served, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. This was why he had dedicated his life to protecting the wild. And as long as he was there, no animal would be left to suffer alone. This extraordinary story highlights the dangers that wildlife face due to human greed, but also showcases the power of compassion and teamwork in conservation efforts. What are your thoughts on this incredible rescue? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Your feedback and stories make our community even more special. If this heartwarming tale touched you, be sure to hit that like button and share it with fellow animal lovers. Don't forget to subscribe to the Animal Stories for more breathtaking wildlife rescues, heartwarming animal tales, and fascinating nature adventures. Stay tuned for our next episode. See you there.